Quantum Conundrum is a first-person environmental puzzle game. Our main mechanic is that you can switch dimensions on the fly. So you could already see this this room right now is swapping back and forth between normal and fluffy dimension. It's currently being controlled by the Drinky Bird. He's depressing the button on the battery holder. So the different dimensions are the same as our normal world, except they have different material and physical properties. So right now it's switching to fluffy, and an object that would normally be too heavy for a little boy to pick up is now 10 times lighter. So I probably have to get up to that ledge so I can move it to where I need to go. Hop on up. The game resides in your uncle's manor, the ancestral quadrangle home. Professor Fitz Quadrangle is your uncle, and he happens to be a famous inventor and mad scientist. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to plug in the battery, and now I have the Drinky Bird to press the button for me because I'm lazy. Now while he's pressing that, I can pick up the box and place it on the scale, which you'll see activates the door. Because as my character is wearing the IDS device, interdimensional shift device, you can swap two dimensions on the fly. So by pressing the button, I can switch back and forth as I need it. Now right now, the door is operated by two scales. There's only one object right now, and you can see it's not quite filling up the entire power conduit. So I could grab the safe. I could grab a couch. Pretty much whatever is too heavy and mobile, you can pick up yourself. Switch to normal dimension, powers up the door, and I can move on through. So again, we have a couple of scales there. Right now, I see a fluffy battery up there. I'm going to plug that in. Grab the safe. But I have two scales. And the only thing I have besides the safe is a cardboard box, which is not heavy enough to depress the scale. So there's another battery, which gives me access to another dimension. And if I plug that in the receptacle, I now have access to heavy dimension. It's similar to fluffy in the fact that it changes the properties of everything. So now everything is 10 times heavier than we normally would be. So our cardboard safe, or our cardboard box, is now 10 times heavier. So again, we have the ability to swap dimensions on the fly. So if I switch to heavy, it's now heavy enough to break through the glass, and we can move on through. And again, because we can do it on the fly by kind of using timing, you can toss it the window, switch to heavy, and it'll bust through the glass so I can get through to the exit door. The lasers are a bit strong, a little bit dangerous, but the one thing that we found out about heavy dimension is made out of a denser material. So if we switch to heavy dimension, we find out that it's impervious to lasers. There's a lot of little touches in the game. Like I said, everything is all in its normal place, but it's just a little bit different. One of the really fun things we had a good time with was changing our paintings. So all the paintings have a variation for the different dimensions. So this is one of the uncle's ancestors and his pet tiger. But if you switch to heavy dimension, it's a little questionable, but it's still just a fun thing. So you can kind of go through and discover everything, all the different permutations of the paintings. So we can find, like I mentioned, heavy dimension is impervious to lasers. So every time that spawns, the lasers try to destroy the boxes. But now they're fine because they're in heavy dimension. But if we toggle back and forth, we can make ourselves a makeshift stairwell. So we want to make our way up. We can see an extra battery up there. And holding onto the battery is Ike. He's an interdimensional kinetic entity, Ike for short. And he's an interdimensional being that the professor ran into as he's been discovering the new dimensions. And he's cute, he's soft, a little unhinged, as he can see all dimensions at the same time. So he's never quite sure where he's at or what's going on. But he'll show up from time to time, give you a little hand. We have kind of a 6 to 8 hour experience, just depending on what you excel at. We will be available on Steam June 21st, and XBLA and PSN later this summer.